What's going on, guys? Northeast Style Farmer here with another tremendous video that I'm getting ready to put before your eyes, so that way you can see just what we are doing on the farm today. But before we go any further, I would like to simply ask you guys to hit that subscribe button so that way you don't miss any videos that I upload on this YouTube channel. And two, I'd like to invite you as well to hit that bell icon right next to the subscribe button, so that way you don't miss when I upload a video, whether it be yearly, monthly, every 4 weeks, every 3 weeks, every 2 weeks, every other day. You get the idea. So that way you can get a notification on your mobile device, whether it be your phone, your tablet, whatever, that I've uploaded a video. Even the birds are saying, let's get with the video, so let's just do that. It is a heavy duty radio. I must have the volume turned down too low. I have to reprogram that when I'm done with this portion of the video. It is a heavy duty radio. It's got this here, and I like it, because if you were to drop the thing, which I know this is what it's intended for, is if you drop it, like kaboom, then you are mucho safe from damaging the speakers. I'm curious. I've seen it's had these outlets on this thing for years, and I know that you can plug stuff in, and I'm gonna get a trouble light, and I'm gonna just see if they work, because for the life that we've had the radio, I don't know if the outlets work. Okay, so we got some trouble light here, the easiest thing that is available to me. Say you just need you're a couple inches too short of where you need to be, like if you're working on a tractor or something and you need a little bit extra reach, why, that's what they put. Ooh, okay. That's cool. So what I was trying to say is, if you were working on something and you needed just a little bit more of a reach than what that outlet there could provide you with, provided you had an extension cord long enough, then you would plug into your radio. For whatever reason, we have extension cords all over the place. But say you got a cord and you accidentally got something backed up here, a little bit too close. We're just using this as an example. And it was too tall to run the cord up over top and this way to get down to what you needed to work on over here. Let's say the cord you had was too short to go from that outlet over here to where you needed the light. So that is why they started making heavy duty radios, AM FM radios with 120 outlets. Very, very nice feature. I love it. So if you guys are curious what these hydraulic hoses are made up for, they are made up for the John Deere 6120. They go from the back of the remotes on the tractor. They are for that that grapple we got for the loader. You can use your third function. We just string the hoses. Well, we'll just walk over and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So what this is here, for those of you that are curious, is this is it's a universal adapter plate that we had made up from Mast Implement, Waynesburg, Ohio. They made us I can't really show you a good picture here for a video, But this is the global style hookup end, or John Deere end, of your H310 loader. This other end here is your skid steer style hookup. Okay, and we all know what that looks like. Big hollow or see-through plate and all that. This is the John Deere end, like I was talking about. You just basically get your loader somewhat close. You flip this back on your loader carrier, and then you hit your lever that locks it. Then you go into your skid steer style, whether it be a bucket, pallet fork, or whatever. And with this here, and you would just go into it normally, just like a skid loader. And then you would just lock these like you normally would. This is actually the same darn thing as the backhoe, what that has. Actually, this part here is set up for just cylinders to go in, and then boom, there, and then your curl here. Same darn thing as what the backhoe has. And that's exactly what I am talking about on the backhoe, is how it has these eyelets already made out here. We had this, actually this was off that 3400 my grandpa had. He had this set up for his 3400 to move round bales, and had this plate here bolts to the backhoe or a bucket end, so that you can just drive right into it. Just, it's got a skid steer style plate as well. Just drive right into it, lock your levers, and away you go. It's the same concept with that John Deere 6120, except this here is set up for same thing as on the 6120. The only difference is you have this here. This is what I was talking about, that goes, you will get rid of your bucket, so you don't have your bucket no more. You just have this here. This goes on that gray attachment, that gray mount plate, face plate that I was talking about. And then the skid steer part of this, of what is attached to this, goes into that grapple. And then the cool thing that we did was we said, okay, this thing's not set up for hydraulics or a third function. It would probably cost like $2,000 or something to put the third function, meaning it would come plumbed with lines that ran on the inside of the loader arm here down to a valve, with the ends that you would need to plug your hydraulics in so that you could run the grapple. Well, we don't run the grapple very, very, very often on this tractor, but when we do, we just kind of, you know, just utilize our hydraulics back here. Meaning we don't use the blade. We have, these are set. So you got one set, two sets. We use one set, and that's all it needs to open and close and have pressure to close. That's why you need two hoses, one for up, open, one for down, and then pressure. So what we do is we kind of just run them up and along here and over here, and kind of do something along here, and there's a little molding here that we run them kind of down here, and maybe, you know, do something different here, or something to get the length we need to go to the bucket. It's the most cost effective way that we found, and it works for our operation. We don't use the grapple bucket on this tractor a whole lot, but we got the hoses and everything and the faceplate made up in case we ever decided to put the grapple bucket on the H310 loader. Or let's say the skid loader goes down for some reason, Well, this thing's obviously too big to get in the barn, but you get the idea. You get the idea. We're set up to use skid steer attachments on the John Deere loader tractor. Again, if something were to happen to the New Holland skid loader that already has hydraulics on it, as all skid loaders do, we are set up to run the grapple bucket. Or if we get a bale hugger for the 6120 or vice versa, you guys get the idea. We are set up for an easy, inexpensive way to run third function hydraulics on the 310 loader without the need to cost or spend money to have a dealer internally plumb that loader for hydraulics. That's why we did what we did, and we're happy with it. Like I said, we don't use this all the time, but we are ready if we ever need to. Or it's just like this bale speeder down here. You clearly see how that is set up for New Holland. Everybody knows this is a universal skid steer. Basically, all your skid steers are the same faceplate. The older New Hollands, like that 675B, that John Deere, that's its own goofy thingy, okay? That is a concrete block that, I don't know if we made that or if it was bought like that, but somehow somebody made that. That goes back on the back of a tractor. That's weird. I don't see no holes in this where you would slide your 3-point arms, your linchpins in. But this is a weight, big concrete weight that goes on a tractor if it need be. So you got a couple bale spears here. This is a rail kind of bale spear. We haven't really used this a whole lot. I mean, it can go on the Heston, and you would just hook it up like you normally would. Your 3-point, and then the Heston has stabilizers on it, and it goes to some certain holes on the frame that when you pull away, you would it would drag, it would catch on these here, and it would slide on the ground. That goes on that 6120. It's another kind of bale spear. A traditional, more robust bale spear goes on the back. You move 2 bales at once. Or like if I'm done with the task at hand that I'm doing, I can always throw this on the Heston right quick and go start moving bales. Or vice versa, go put that on the Heston and start moving bales if the 6120 is loading, vice versa. Like I said, we are all set up to do, for every tractor to do everything. There are times where, like if the 6120 goes down, yes, it's a little bit slower production, but the backhoe is capable of handling that bale spear because of that quick change on it. This has its own style of faceplate on it. It's hollow. We can, and I've done it before, move them global style attachments around the yard if I'm just doing it a short distance. Let's say that the bale spear was setting in front of the water truck, that was in front of that manure spreader, that was in the other building. I was able to, I know it don't match up right, but it matched up enough to where I could move that bale spear just a wee little bit. And there's that bale spear right there. You can see how much different it is than the New Holland style, the older New Holland quick change faceplate. And the same thing with a couple of buckets here. The only one that was factory was the dirt bucket. This bale spear was homemade.
The pallet forks are homemade. That's why they fall off so daggum easy. Believe it or not, that bale spear being homemade is the most stout bale spear that there ever was, designed and proven tested. So just like I was saying with this quick change, in the event that a piece of equipment were to go down, loader tractor, regular tractor, you name it, all we have to do is drag the dead piece of equipment out of the way and just simply move a little bit of important things around to keep operation going. So I hope this answers a few of your questions, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.